What is up? It's your boy Johnny Shreve, IFBB Pro, Mr. Tell Like It Is. Welcome back to another episode of Coaching Up. Today we got your boy Will Tennyson. Yes, I'm going back to Will. It's been a long time since I coached at Will. Since last time we've did a workout together, back when I almost beat him in basketball, hence the basketball jersey. Actually, I wear basketball jerseys every time most of the time I do Coaching Up. Either way, nonetheless, guys, we're doing this workout, Zyzz diet and workout to become the aesthetic god. So I got to do a video on Zyzz, to be honest. Like, I've just heard of him like a gazillion times, and I feel like I need to do a video on him anyway. Either way, we're gonna do coaching up on his chest training, and we're gonna go through some things and see if, you know, did Will learn anything last time I told some stuff? You know, he took on some tips I gave him last time, helped him out. Let's see if it's been helping him out still. Anyway, let's go.
The core of Zyzz's training was to push yourself beyond your limits every single workout. So we're gonna be doing his chest and bicep workout today, and looking at his full routine, I think it's great. So the split looks like chest and back on day one, then you got legs and calves, then you got back, and then you got shoulders and triceps, and then on the last day you got a full body workout doing a bunch of compound lifts.
Okay, so there you go. There's the workout right there. What do I recommend and say about his workout? I mean, it's basic. It's pretty basic. You're looking at it, you know, 4 sets of incline. It's just a lot of volume. The basic 8 to 10 reps. I would definitely put in there, you know, what kind of negative I'm going to have in there, because that's going to definitely determine what kind of 8 to 10 reps is going to be. Because those 8 to 10 reps can be really fast, heavy reps, or they can be really crappy reps, or they can be a good amount of weight that's really controlled for a long period of time kind of reps. So that'll make the biggest difference of what kind of, you know, 8 to 10 reps these are.
Full body workout doing a bunch of compound lifts to get that 2 times per week frequency. So a lot of basic compound movements in the 8 to 10 rep range. So we're gonna start off with the incline dumbbell press, which was one of his top 3 favorite exercises, along with the deadlift and the lateral raise. The dumbbells here are a lot heavier. So we got 105s right now. First set,
105s.
8 to 10 reps. So even though he has everything written down as 8 to 10,
let's see
his
the reps.
philosophy is don't follow the paper, follow how you feel. So if you get to 10 and you feel you can push more, continue just to push more until you reach absolute failure.
And that's a good kind of way to kind of measure. And that's what I tell people most of the time when they do their first set, or they say their first hard set and they get to their, you know, max amount of reps. I say continue to go if you can go, and then you'll know next set to increase the load. You know what I mean? So it's a good tip there. Okay, so we're bouncing a bit, not much, you know. So we're, you know, pushing pretty heavy here. I'm gonna watch this set.
2-minute rest. 3 more sets.
I'm just gonna watch, push. All right, cool. So boom. All right, so guys, check out this video here, guys. You know how I do. I'm gonna give you guys an example here of how to optimize doing dumbbell incline bench or any kind of dumbbell press when it comes to chest. So just kind of setting up how you should set up, how you should approach it, and then actually doing the reps. So check this out right now, guys. All right, guys, so we're gonna go moving into our first exercise. We're gonna do dumbbell incline press. This is a really cool bench because it's going to tell us exactly what our incline is. Right now we're at 30 degrees. For you beginners out there, I want you to see how I'm actually setting myself up. Again, you guys can hurt yourselves literally by just picking the dumbbells up. If you're picking the dumbbells up from the ground, pick them up like a deadlift as much as you can, meaning shoulder pressure, engage your lats from here, from the bottom. Stand up, put them down. What is up, guys? Hey, just so you know, a lot of you guys are watching this video right now but not subscribed, so make sure you guys hit that subscribe button, and hopefully by now you guys like the video, and if you do, make sure you guys hit the notification button as well, so next time I put a video out, you'll be the first ones to get it. Back to the show. So pressing back from here, right, you can kick one or the other or at the same time, but make sure we kick back 1 and 2. Put your foot down, plant your feet, butt back, gauge your core, head back, open your shoulders up to about 45 from here, engage your core, a little bit of chest, pinch your shoulder blades, shoulder depression, press. I think about press yourself into the ground. Depth we want to get just right by your chest. The dumbbell, the bottom of the dumbbell plate should be closest to your chest, about, I don't know, half an inch away. That makes sense. Make sure we stack the elbows and pushing. Okay, quick tip. When you're doing this, biggest thing is gripping the weight actually in the middle of the weight, like the bar. So make sure when you grab the weight, you want to hit like this. Don't want to grab this way or this way when you're pressing. You want to grab right in the middle, so we're even. And then when we're even up there, when you're pressing the weight, keeping this even. So you don't have the weight doing any of this kind of stuff on the top of the lift. So make sure you grab the weight, you grab right in the middle. Boom. All right, man. Hope you guys enjoyed that. Take that to your next time you do dumbbell press, and I can promise you that right now, guys, you'll feel a lot more in your chest. You'll feel a lot more activation, a lot more control. So remember, be more cerebral with your lifts. Think your way through everything. Don't just like lift weights. I want you to like really go through your sets, you know, really kind of like really being in the moment and being aware of how everything feels. I want you to literally be able to say after each set what you felt, where you felt it, and then go from there. Try that next time you actually work out. I want you to actually do that. Go through your sets one set at a time. I literally want you to go feel out every one of your sets. And, you know, how were you intensity wise? How was your tempo? How was the pump? All those things, you know what I mean? What we want Will to do is exactly what I said in that, is to make sure that we are straight with the wrist. We don't want this kind of stuff going on here because, again, that's going to, you know, this doesn't really work, right? You know what I'm saying? My rule is basically have the same kind of like, you know, grip on a dumbbell as if you would punch somebody. If you punch somebody in the face, would you break your arm or would you break their nose, right? If your wrist is like this, you punch somebody, or like this, or like this, or like this, you probably break your wrist, right? So let's break some noses. Don't go punching anybody either. So anyway, let's keep it going here.
Streamlined, taper, universally appealing physique, and he really did pretty much start the whole aesthetic era. Inspired a bunch of people, like a lot of people I know who I told yesterday I was filming this video, like, my God, Zyzz is the one who got me in the gym. He started this era of aesthetics.
I don't know who Zyzz is, to be honest. I honestly have like no, like, I remember seeing him, but I was never like, that passed me. I was like, I wasn't doing stuff then. I mean, like, I wasn't in this game, so I really didn't know. I didn't really know who he was, to be honest, at all.
He is very open about the use of steroids and everything
so it's
like that.
cool.
And yet he inspired all these people to come and lie about it. I don't know.
All right, again, so look, so watch this, guys. This is a good song, damn. This song get copyrighted in here. Again, we really want to keep those wrists strong.
Bench
right,
press,
now we're
3
sitting
sets,
in
8 to 10 reps. So one trick that he used during training that he said might help a lot of people is that he visualizes before every single set this crowd of people, thousands of people watching him do his set. And if he gets the right amount of reps that he wanted to, he wins $1 million. But if you truly believe it, you push harder than you could possibly explain. That's what he said.
I mean, just any way you got to motivate yourself to go through a set, you got to do it, man. Everyone has, you know, their thing or their way of pulling out that, you know, inner beast, or, you know, that just place in your head you got to go into a set, which is fine. So, I mean, I'm all for that. Whatever you got to do it. Do what you got to do to get it done. But again, make sure form is first and foremost.
So I'm going to try that right now. If I get 10 reps with 230 after incline bench, I win $1 million.
All right, here we go.
I'm going to push pretty hard.
Let's watch this set here. All right, so, you know, reps are quick, whatever, right? Now he's got a little bit of an inside grip. Right, guys? So,
check, please.
All right, man, pretty good set, guys. Joe, check out this video. I'm going to show you guys how to optimize your approach to going into your barbell bench press. Check it out. All right, so next we're going to do flat bench, something I want to go over because there's a couple things we're getting a little mixed up or misunderstood. And that's basically how you position yourself on the bench. Should I do it like a powerlifter does, or should I do it like everybody else does? Well, basically do it like this. If you're powerlifting and you're in a league or a federation where you have powerlifting meets, then yes, do the way of the powerlifter. If you're just training for aesthetics, there's a way in between that where you could do some of what powerlifter does and some of it just what the bro does in terms of just good technique that can benefit your overall chest activation. Basically, making sure you set yourself back. Make sure your feet are comfortably on the ground. If they're too high off the floor, then you're gonna have the excessive curvature in your back, the extreme hyperextension, which you don't want. So you can put some plates there if you need to. But keep your feet underneath your hips a little bit, enough that could keep our hips from coming off the bench. Then from here, a grip doesn't have to be as wide. Mind you, if I do a shorter grip, I'm gonna stay that much further away from injury, but you're not gonna hit the chest as much as you would from going wider. Now, if I go wider, yes, you are gonna put stress in your chest a lot more, but you're gonna be in a little more danger of injury probability, meaning the longer you do it, the more chances you'll probably get injured. So we're gonna take a little bit of medium grip from here, squeeze the chaps together, shoulder depression, pull the bench up, right? I'm engaging my core. So I have a little bit of arch in my back, but I'm engaging my core when I'm pushing. And then the weight's gonna come down right to the top of our chest. That's where gravity is. From here, we can push right from if you have the mobility, from the chest and pushing up, or you can just go right down until you have that activation here, which is about an inch off your chest, squeezing and pushing up. And then you're getting that chest, that good chest pump and activation
without the excessive powerlifting way.
And we're back. So hope that helped you guys out. A little more clarity when it comes to, you know, how you should approach your chest training, depending on what kind of athlete you are or client or whatever it is, or your goals. Hope that helps out you guys. Let's continue watching him do a couple more sets. And we'll coach him up on this. Right? So, you know, just like, you know, keep the head back a bit. The hips, you know, I would move the feet back a little bit more so the hips don't kind of fly off, right? We can use a little bit of that, you know, powerlifting, you know, technique with the hips and driving from the hips, right? It keeps the hips on, it keeps your butt on the bench, right? Now, if you're looking at his grip, I'm being nitpicky. He's off, right? So make sure when you're going into your sets, have a routine that when you set up, that you're even. This might not make a difference, but I'm just saying right now, if you're looking at his grip, he's off, right? So, you know, that's just taking your time, you know, go through your set, get into the right mindset, be aware, and then go through your set one rep at a time. Man, I'm picky, eh? Jeez. See how I catch that?
Incline dumbbell press 4 sets. You gotta drop that weight by like 50 pounds. Third exercise is the incline dumbbell chest fly, 3 sets,
okay,
8 to 10
chest
reps.
flies.
I'm gonna ask you guys a Zyzz trivia question right now. So, along with being a bodybuilder and a model, Zyzz was also A, a chef, B, a DJ, C, a professional rugby player, or D, a stripper. I would do this set and I'll tell you the right answer.
All right, let's watch this set. All right, so we got, okay, so we're doing more of like a fly press, you know what I mean? And what I like about that is, let's actually see the answer before we start this, because I don't know the answer. I don't know the answer.
The correct answer is D. He was a stripper.
Oh.
You got it right. Congratulations.
Whatever, man. Hey, that's how you know I didn't watch the whole thing, right? Hey, that's a real reaction video right here. Anyway, so what he's doing is a fly press, and I like fly press movement because you're still able to put a little more of a load onto that adduction movement from the chest standpoint of doing a fly. But I also don't like doing, you know, dumbbell flies because you lose a lot of the tension at the top. So guys, check out this video right now. I'm gonna show you guys how to optimize this actual exercise and just doing dumbbell flies as is. Check it out.
So we're gonna go over dumbbell flies. A lot of ways people are doing them. Will's almost doing almost like a press, a fly press, where that's one way I like doing them because you can actually emphasize stretching that joint a little more while keeping the fist over top of the shoulder, which will let you stretch it more further out, which I like doing. But again, if you're not actually saying that as a fly, you think that's how you actually do a fly. So I'm gonna show you a couple ways you can do a fly. So your basic way of doing a fly is basically coming up. Now we're at a 15-degree incline. We have the one way where we open up, and then we have this kind of like going down like this fly press, and then pressing up and coming back in. Only problem with this is from here to here, there's nothing going on with the chest at all. It's not stretching. That's in any lift when you're doing them this way, or if you're doing them this way, a little bit more of a tilt from here, or even if you just keep arms completely straight and do them like this, which hurts a lot, right? Either way, from here to here, nothing is happening. You know what we do? We cross our hands. Just joking. Once you cross your hands, the dumbbell's in your hand. Anyway, so what we want to do is we're going to open the chest up more. So we're going to give ourselves less of a flexion in our elbow. And then we're going to come only to the point where there's still tension. So we're almost going to play a little teeter-totter game. So from here, we're going to press up. Same with everything, feet from floor to core, engaged. We're going to open up to here or start from here. We're going to open nice and wide. We're going to bend our elbows so our elbows can be right over top, right to the joint. Our elbows are down and our fists are over top of our chest so I can engage my chest. And from here, we're going to pull wide up just to here. We're going to flex and push into the ground like we're almost pressing the weight away from here. So we're pressing to here, opening up to here, and then pressing only here and pulling it in. Open up, and press and squeeze the chest from there. Press up, squeeze the chest, and we're letting it sit here, not here. We can rest right here the entire time. So that's how we're trying to do this. So basically, if I'm gonna go from this angle, we're getting to here and we're pretending that we can't go any further from here. So we're gonna squeeze that chest from here to here. We're gonna try and touch this part of your chest to this part of the chest by doing this. So I'm gonna from here, open up, pushing back. I'm gonna push your shoulder blades back still. And just press from here. Don't come in, just from here, opening up. And then press from here and squeezing from here. You can see how I'm squeezing my chest from here. trying to collapse like that.
Hope that made things a little more clear. Again, I like doing certain movements and, you know, introducing certain things, but, you know, if you don't connect with a movement, don't do the movement. There's more movements you can do out there. Pec deck, cable flies, bands, whatever it is a lot better than this. Anyway, let's watch out. We're going to dips here. So let's coach up the dips. All right, so quick reps, man. Like at the end of this workout, like what he's doing and the volume he's doing, he's gonna be pretty gassed. And like these like dips are a very, you know, pec, you know, like, you know, your lower pec, you know, type of a exercise. So you're still doing a pressing movement again, right? So he's pretty taxing this. Again, when it comes to like, you know, good technique, just make sure you're keeping your shoulders down and you don't want to have too much of your shoulders doing all of this stuff, right? Try your best to keep that shoulder locked in so it can just move fluently but not roll so much where you're putting too much pressure on your actual shoulder, where it's more so like sitting in this motion here. But again, those are good reps for him at all. I like it actually. I mean, not actually, but.
First thing we got, barbell curls, 3 sets, 8 to 10.
Now bicep curls looking at. Now look, there's nothing wrong with swinging to an extent when it comes to cheating, because a lot of people want to take the word cheating and they're gonna just basically like abuse the shit out of it. I'm gonna do an actual video on proper cheating, but as long as we're not getting excessive hyperextension in the back and you're using your core much so like a proper kettlebell swing, we're doing a little bit of a hinge to create momentum to help that weight get up to that peak so you can control it negatively down. That's good cheating. But literally throwing your weight up so the weight's literally on your back and you gotta literally, that is not proper cheating. But again, what you want to do is you want to make sure we don't get so much anterior rotation of our shoulder, right? As long as we keep that shoulder down and push up in that nice, and you know, in that nice, you know, fixed position we're here, and we can push up, right? We don't always want this happening every time we pull. And last one we have
last
here.
Exercise of the day is going to be the preacher curl, 3 sets, 8 to 10 reps.
Preacher
last
curl.
set being a drop set of 8 reps, pretty much to failure. We don't have that at this gym, so I'm going to do single arm dumbbell preacher curl on the incline bench.
All right, let's watch. All right. Okay. All right. Okay, so.
I know I've said this a million times on the channel, but when you curl, make sure when you come up, you twist the pinky out instead of just coming up.
So he's right in that example or that tip, but he's over exaggerating the movement, and he's going to cause a little too much external rotation of the shoulder, because you watch when he's doing a set, he's literally like twisting over his shoulder, right? So kind of like gonna pause it for you, right? We're even here, you can see. So again, when it comes to this, guys, check it out. Got a video here for you guys to optimize this actual exercise. I find it's a really good one to do when you do it right, and you don't have to use that much of a load either, because the stretch is great on here. So again, guys, check it out. Be right back.
Okay, so I've seen this movement done a lot of times and done it wrong. Okay, so we're doing preacher curl. If you're using just like the bench, if you don't have an actual like preacher bench, we're going to do a few things. Now, from the ground up, making sure we are like comfortably on our spot, so we're at least here, you know, or athletically positioned right here. You can't be in the middle because you're favoring one arm, so you're going to end up being like this. So you have to favor the arm that you're using. So if I'm using this, my right arm, I'm going to favor that arm to this hip, right? If I'm going to be either in an athletic position or athletic position and staggered. If I want to be like this or whatever, the arm that's being used is the arm that will be behind here for stabilization, right? Leverage. Now, in terms of actually like supinating, right? It's a good movement to do because we're planting this back of the arm here. We're keeping this in a fixed position, so we want this part of the bench to be stuck in our armpit. So if you have to lower this to a place where you can get your arm here, you're good. But you don't want your arm up like this and having this big space in between here. So elbow's gonna be basically, it's gonna be right in the armpit. Back of the arm's gonna sit nice and sturdy on here. You might have to adjust yourself up or down to get yourself over top of the weight. Now, in terms of actually supinating, Will does this, and he keeps supinating, right? He's emphasizing making sure you supinate, which is basically doing this with your wrist, right? We wanna do this, we wanna keep in that position, keeping this bicep tendon straight, because my bicep tendon is basically here and goes right down like this to here. So we don't wanna have this thing being like switched over and over, right? So we wanna make sure we stay right in the middle of this lift from here, and then keeping that supination, but staying in line with this here over here. So our elbow, our arm isn't outside our elbow or inside here. We want to pull it right over top. So your rep will look like this. Let the weight, plant your feet where you need to go. Let the weight bring you down to where you need to be here. Flip your arm right over, right? We're gonna be in this position here. We are already supinated. I want that weight to be in the middle of my hand, and I'm gonna pull the weight up with my wrist being flat. I don't need it doing this or being curled in. I want it flat. So from the bottom here, my wrist to be flat, pulling from here, and that's your full range of motion. Down, then up. We don't have to touch all the way to the bottom because the back of our arm is actually on. We don't need to hyperextend and pulling up. All right, we don't have to continue to push this like this. At this point, we've already been supinated to here. So keeping that point, keep the wrist straight the entire time, and you'll keep that supinated wrist and that load staying here the entire time.
Boom, there you go, guys. And you know what? That is it for today, guys. Hope you enjoyed that video again, guys. If you did, make sure you guys like, subscribe, and share. You know, I'm coming with that title that is transparent, vulnerable truth. And guys, for coaching, johnnyshreve.com. For vulnerable coaching, book yourself a phone consult, guys. Get yourself in that description below. Hit those promo codes and discount codes. Help save your life or change life for the better. Guys, get my ebook. The Push-Pull Legs Training ebook is absolutely phenomenal. Grab it, grab it, grab it, grab it. Get it. Anyway, guys, make sure you follow me on Instagram. Send me your progress pics, your training clips, and your video clips, and I'll repost it for you. Because you know how it is. Iron sharpens iron. Progressive overload your life. In the meantime, keep gym chasing. Peace.